Hey y'all, so Jess and I were diagnosed with corona, and I want to talk about it because a lot of people are really freaked out about it and it's stressing everyone out right now. And everyone's had different experiences, so this is pretty much how it went for us. It started when our dad had to go to New York for a national medical leadership meeting, and ironically, it was about corona, and he came home with corona. About a week later, March 23rd, Jess and I got sick, and it wasn't bad. It was like slight fever, dizzy when we stand up, no appetite, not bad at all, and just kind of normal sick. And then 2 days later, I'm throwing up, she's coughing. We're like, wait, we got it. And the 27th to 29th of March, we both were super sick, didn't move, in bed, not moving all day. Jess was coughing her lungs out. I was hallucinating because my fever was so high. It was ridiculous. And it was only really, really bad for those 3 days. And then it started to get better. And we were a little worried about Jess for a little bit there. But we were kind of surprised that Jess and I had different symptoms because she had the horrible cough, really difficulty breathing. And I had a lot more like vomiting and headaches. I had to be hospitalized. It did not get to that point. Jess made us nervous, but she got better on her own. And after that, it turned into a lot more of fever, fatigue, body aches, and those continued. It has been 20 days and we still have these symptoms, but they're on and off. Like after those 3 horrible days, it was like you feel good for a few hours and then you feel terrible and then you feel good and then you feel terrible, and it just goes on and off, and then each day you feel worse for a little less time each day. We finally went into the doctor to get this all figured out because we're like, why have we had a fever for 20 days? It's ridiculous. And after being like tested, examined, chest x-rays, they're like, okay, y'all definitely have it. They said we cannot have human contact until we go 3 days without a fever, and we are both on day 0 of fever-free days. So, that's fun. It's just never ending. A lot of people have asked us if corona testing hurts because they stick that thing like way up your nose, and it didn't bother Jess at all. Like it was no big deal for her, but I've broken my nose so bad that like they could not get it up there. But so if you've broken your face or nose, yeah, it kind of hurts. If not, it's just a little uncomfortable, not a big deal. Each day we're sick for less and less time, and it's less and less severe, but I mean, it's still a lot. We've still spent all day, every day in bed. We don't move. We've tried exercising, it has not worked very well. We are out of breath and coughing fits for hours if we exercise, and it just knocks us out the whole next day. So we're kind of trying to hold back on that and just get better, and then we'll get back into things. We've had 0 appetite. We have both lost over 10 pounds by laying in a bed for 3 weeks with corona. It just burns a lot of calories to fight this. I know a lot of people our age are thinking this only affects older people and they can still go out and do everything and it won't affect them, but our parents are 50. Our mom has had cancer. She's been in kidney failure before, and she literally was only sick for about a day, just kind of laid in bed for a day, and that was all. Our dad was only sick for about a week. It was not that bad. He just had a fever, chills, cough, nothing major, and he was fine. Like the person who it hit the worst was Jess, which is also why I'm doing this video. But she and she's the strongest, she's the most physically in shape, she's the healthiest, and she's the one who this affected the most. So stay home. We have literally not had any contact with people in person for about 20 days now, besides our immediate family, because we cannot infect other people. And we were going too stir crazy here, and you have to get out of the house. So we have gone for little drives, but we don't come in contact with anyone. We get out to get a change of scenery because we can't go on walks because everyone's in our neighborhoods out and about. But we've gone for little drives just to get out of the house, and that's enough to get what you need, change scenery, out of the house. And I think that's the hardest part of this, is not, besides those 3 days where you're physically horrifically sick, it's like mentally exhausting to be sick for this long. Like, it's just never ending. Every day you wake up and feel terrible, and you can't go outside, you can't go see people you want to see, you're just kind of stuck at home with the same people, and it gets tiring after a while. And at first we were really stressed out about it because we're like, oh my God, we have it. And then those 3 days kind of freaked us out, especially with Jess. But after those 3 days, it wasn't stressful. Like, and once we knew we had it, we're like, okay, that was it. It was not too bad for us. And we are lucky that for our family, this is all it was. The good news is once we go 14 to 28 days without corona symptoms, we are eligible to donate blood and give, since we have antibodies that help us recover from this, and we can donate that to people who do not have that ability. So if you get corona and you recover, go donate some blood. We are getting better. It's slow, but it's getting there, and I'm a lot better. Jess is sort of getting there. And thanks for all the people who have checked in on us. And stay safe, and don't go anywhere, and don't see any other humans, and stay home.